Welcome everyone to Wisdom of the Heart, our new video series. And what this is about is we're going to be discussing and exploring and making discoveries on different topics in A Course of Love and different themes. So I want to introduce our guest for today, and then we'll jump right into our topic. So Coralie Pearson, who is joining us from Nazar, Spain, which is about 80 kilometers from Madrid. So welcome, Coralie. It's such an honor to have you with us today. And just so everyone knows, Coralie translated A Course of Love into Spanish. So welcome, and let's get started, Coralie. Tonight, we're going to be discussing one of the topics and themes in A Course of Love, and it is being clear pools. And so that's going to be a very lively dialogue here. So I'm going to go ahead and pitch to Coralie and have her jump right in and get us started. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Coralie.
Thank you, Lynn. I will jump straight into the clear pool. Doesn't that just feel lovely? Wow, yeah. Let's jump into the clear pool.
Yeah, just jump right in. Yeah, the clear pools. Yeah, it's a beautiful just image that comes up. The pool, a clear pool. Let's being together in this energy.
And the times, the different ways you can see it, I mean, and certainly the different ways it's presented in A Course of Love, that depending on where you're looking at it from, you can see it one way or another. Maybe I'll go back to that in a while. I wanted to say specifically as we start, I think it's something you often mention, Lynn, that here, and particularly because we're riffing on this idea of being clear pools, that certainly what I express is something that is very, very alive in me. The theme of being clear pools, when you had mentioned to me the possibility of us getting together and doing this recording, and asked me what I might like to speak about, I initially thought of the theme of thoughts I do not think, because I have a beautiful experience of having a lot of fun with thoughts that I do not think. However, there was something that didn't feel quite, and then all of a sudden, at some stage, as these things happen, as I'm going about doing very ordinary things, being clear pools popped up in my mind, and it seemed that, well, that was what I needed to speak about with you. And particularly, I realized afterwards, it actually comes with a very strong feeling that this is important at this moment. We're recording this in November 2020. There's apparent chaos around us in so many ways in the world. And as the Course of Love tells us, those of us who have really been caught up in the passion that it generates, we are forerunners of creating the new, of a new newness, an unknown newness that is waiting to be created. And I think, in fact, reading earlier today, looking around for the particular quotes, there's a place in one of the things I've seen of Jesus saying, you have to do this now. This is important. There is no time to waste. And the being clear pools is such an empty space. It ties up with the spacious self. And of course, here we're riffing on it. We're not explaining what it is. If you want to know what being clear pools is, read the book.
Yeah. We're exploring and making discoveries together.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to say there? Because my mind has suddenly thought, what am I talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. You know, just this whole time of us, it seems like there is a shift on the planet that's occurring right now. And as you and I were talking earlier about, you know, there's a lot of channeling and energy that's coming in. And it seems like it's coming from there's a shared consciousness of unity here that's really drawing everyone in. And as I was saying earlier, it's sort of, I feel like it's like there's streams, like, you know, the channeling that's coming in, there's streams of energy that are coming in, and it's part of one shared consciousness of unity. And I think the clear pools is, you know, all of us coming together, and like you said, moving into that newness where we're not caught up in the old ways and patterns of conditioning and thinking, and we're open to making these new discoveries. And to me, that's all about the clear pools. You know, there's a newness coming in, there's a flow, there's an energy, and you know, we're making discoveries of the unknown.
One of the things in a course of love that is also a very big theme, on the way to becoming a clear pool and the spacious self, and being able to engage in dialogue and create the new from there, is the importance of feelings and expressing, being able to, or maybe not expressing actually, feeling, actually acknowledging the feelings that we're feeling. And even there I find there is a tendency to get stuck on the feelings, sort of, oh, well, the course of love, Jesus tells me to, I'm, you know, wonderful to feel the feelings. And there's still a tendency to be stuck on what those feelings are. In my experience of people around me, when we're working on this in the course, and with this particular, in relation to the clear pools, Jesus is very insistent it's in day 14 and day 15 of the dialogues, of the acceptance and neutrality. So yes, we acknowledge these are the feelings, the acceptance and neutrality, and also the passing through of them, and releasing all judgment. And so it's not just it's not just feeling our feelings or accepting our feelings. And this is a quote I want to read, because Jesus says it so much better than I could. All feelings are accepted as those of the many as well. It is by holding all feelings of others within the spacious self, by not forgetting that the one and the many are the same, by willfully remembering that the feelings of the many can be held and not projected into the world as sickness, violence, and so on, that acceptance occurs. And I feel very strongly that this is one of the tasks that we have before us, those of us who have immersed ourselves in the teachings and the message, the energy of A Course of Love, to be able to hold, it's not just our feelings, it's everybody's feelings, whatever they are, and they may be very different to ours, and we may not agree with them, but to be in that place of acceptance and neutrality. And you said something earlier of the divine feminine and compassion, that embracing of. Would you like to?
That was, I was speaking to me with like a mother, you know, like the divine mother holding everyone, you know. And it just, I feel like this also, the phrase, you know, and the image of the embrace comes up. And it's not just our feelings, it's everyone's feelings, because we're all connected, and that's part of this whole unity consciousness for me. And again, we're not teaching or telling and not saying this is how it's supposed to be. That we're making discoveries together, and we hope others will, be open to doing that as well. But yeah, touching into that heart space and feeling that energy of compassion is part of, to me, the divine mother and the divine feminine that is being birthed on this planet right now. That's what I'm feeling, is a movement, almost we've become so, I've heard Eckhart Tolle say, that we've gone so far out. It's like, the yin and the yang, like there's a balance that's been disrupted. And we've gone too far out, and now it's almost like we're making that journey back home within. We're no longer looking out, we're looking in. That's seeing with the eyes of the heart. But going back to the divine mother, yeah, I think that's like it's like, to me, it's the heart space, the one heart that holds everything, the one mind, the one heart, the one self, the one love. And so to me, yeah, I love that you read from day 14, which
and
is
the one, but everything, regardless of whether we agree with it or not. I think that's the biggest thing at the moment, particularly with such polarity that we see around us, of making the choice, making the choice to be able to embrace that from a place of neutrality and non-judgment, regardless of what we might think it might be doing in the world. And I think that's one of my perspectives on the clear pools, depending on where you're looking at it from. So I can be a clear pool, and actually there's quite a lot in the fact of being a clear pool and having all these stones in the bottom of it that you actually need to release. There's some lovely language around that in I think it's in day 14. But also, if you are being a clear pool to reflect to somebody else.
Yeah.
And one of the most important things now, in my experience, as I go around, as I'm in the world and with people, is to reflect to them who they are.
Beautiful.
In a way that, and it's very simple. It's just being kind and being appreciative, and actually encouraging. Because I think maybe that's one of the most difficult things about the course, and it's one I possibly still, it seems to be receding for me, but actually believing what it's telling me of who I really am.
Yeah.
And not just letting it be a nice idea. Oh yes, well, this is reassuring, this sounds good, yes, I like that idea, but no, it's not me. And how we can do that is in these being clear pools.
Yeah.
And reflecting that to people, and actually looking in the clear pool ourselves and reflecting it back to us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Instead of and that's taking us down to the heart, and being in the heart space, and being in the divine mother love.
Yeah.
And there I want to bring in again that the course of love came to us at the beginning of the century, is 20 years ago now, and we now have this. There's such immediacy to me that it feels so important to be aware of this. Those of us who are able to, not everybody is able to. There are people who will never come anywhere near a course of love. The message will get to them some other way. The fact that now both Marie Perron and Sebastian Blacksley are bringing through messages from Mary in this completely a complete shift in from say several decades ago.
Anyway, there's one passage in day 15 where it says, if doubts of your readiness continue, just remember that these doubts are caused by fear. And then it says, examine what you fear. Is it really the stones within your pool? Or is it the challenge of moving with the current that you know will be generated by the joining of the spacious selves? And that's that joining with everyone. And that's, you know, that's the letting go of the false self and this belief that we're all separate. And then it says, do you feel unworthy and seek to keep your unworthiness hidden? And then it says, do you still fear being known? And yeah, I mean, that just to me is just all just like it's a healing almost. I feel like there's an energy of healing in all of this for everyone. To be able to be part of the clear pools and to be able to share who we are. You know, Mari's favorite line, in order to be who you are, you have to share who you are.
Yeah.
And that's all part of this whole energy of being clear pools and the togetherness and holding each other and compassion. And yeah, there's an urgency on the planet for that now. And yeah, it can really be, I feel a transformational energy coming through. Just in us having this dialogue here, it just feels like a space is opening up, and there's something here, you know, that can give others permission to do the same.
And it's precisely from what you're saying, Lynn, that then takes us, we've gone through that space of being a clear pool and being willing to be known, which takes us onto the new, onto the unknown, which is actually the whole point of the book. I will, if I may, read another paragraph from day 15. Imagine the current of the energy or clear pools of the spacious selves coming together. This current washes some stones clean and washes others away. It changes the clear pool by dredging up sediment that has settled on the bottom. As the clear pool merges with the current of other clear pools, it is able to change directions, see new sights, gain new insights. While this is only an initial or practice stage of movement, it is obvious that movement will always be needed for the clear pool to not become a stagnant pond. We have to keep moving, and in a creative, not a continual dredging up the muck from the past, but creating something completely new.
There's a Zen phrase. It's called like, you know, the I don't know mind. It's like, it's called Zen beginner's mind.
Yeah.
And it's like an emptiness, you know, that's born because you're wiping the slate clean, and you're open to something brand new, the clear pool, you know, that the whole shared consciousness of unity, you know, that opens up, so it's something new to be birthed, and it's very alive and new in this moment. But yeah, I love that, the Zen phrase of, you know, the empty mind, or, you know, I don't know mind, which is the beginner's mind.
Yeah.
And that reminds me too of this whole thing with, you know, clear pools and entering the dialogue, and we dialogue about the unknown, not the known. But yeah, that beginner's mind, yeah, that's beautiful.
As you've said at some stage in our conversation about the exploring and discovering, actually having a conversation for that purpose,
yeah,
which is what I feel quite strongly that what we're doing here. Of, okay, so we're talking about being clear pools, but it's not coming specifically to, well, this is what the course says and this is what it means. It's using that as a oh, sorry, my mind is getting confused with Spanish and English. I think launching pad, I think, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, okay.
It's a different word in Spanish. a launching pad as this is where we're starting, but we have no idea where we're going.
I know.
Not least of all because actually it isn't up to us. We're just flowing in the current of the clear pool and letting the divine orchestra take us wherever it wants to take us.
And it's all really, you know, it's beautiful because it's all being divinely guided, I feel.
Yeah.
And it's like the more clear it's almost like an emptying out, like we're emptying out, and that creates the space, the clear pool for something new to flow in.
But it does rely on actually being willing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
willing to say, yeah, this is what we're about here. But we're leaving behind the past. We aren't in the past anymore. Huge fun.
Yeah,
fascinating.
it's an adventurous discovery. Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, thank you, Coralie. I think we're coming up on our time, and
thank you for your invitation, Lynn.
Yeah, thank you for joining with me today, and I hope this brought some revelation to all of our viewers out there, and
I would hope.
To go into this and make their own discoveries, because the only true answers, you know, we know that they come from our heart. That's our true guidance system. So that's our own internal authority, whether it feels right or not for you. And
that we maybe have found a little flame or a little spark, or in fact a huge fire. But to be of use, to be of service to others.
Exactly. Okay, well, and next time we'll have another guest and another topic. So hope everyone will join us for the next one, and love and blessings and peace to everyone on the planet at this time. Thank you, Coralie.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, everybody.